Is only a university town like whatever in Michigan. You know, that's it. When you have a football game or parents weekend,
Listen, they're business. They have a certain amount of weeks that make their money.
Nice.
You can take the whole family there in the middle of July for about $8.
I know.
So I don't know where we're staying. We're staying someplace I think oh yeah, I have a Holiday Inn Express. I booked a Holiday Inn Express.
Brian, as soon as you're
I
ready.
think I paid over $1,000 for 3 nights.
Good?
The Holiday Inn Express.
Good evening and welcome to the August 13th, 2024 meeting of the Roseland Governing Body. Adequate notice of the meeting is provided in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, that the date, time, and location of the meeting were including the annual meeting schedule, posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building, and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. For those attending tonight's meeting via Zoom, the agenda and any of the relevant documents can be found on the borough's website, attached to the meeting notice posted in the news and announcement section. During the meeting, an announcement made prior to the 2 public comment periods. Anyone wishing to make a public comment via computer will be instructed to use the raise your hand icon, and anyone wishing to make a public comment via telephone will be instructed to dial *9. For those in attendance in person or remotely, please provide your name and address when selected. If you're eligible for Daniel's Law, please just announce your name. Mr. Watkins, please call the roll.
Mayor Spango.
Present.
Ward.
Here.
Mr. Vaughn.
Here.
Mrs. Fishman. Mr. Goldstein.
Here.
Mr. Parati.
Here.
Mr. Trillo.
Here.
Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we go, first we have our first round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. Just Danny, give me 1 second. Anything, Ryan? So, not in public comment, but we have Dan Savanti from Essex County. I'm sure he's bringing greetings from our county executives.
Oh, my thunder. Anyway, summertime is again continues to be busy here in Essex County. I do have some announcements, some events that will be taking place, but the first thing I want to talk about is the county will be doing a mosquito spraying along the Passaic River, which will commence on Wednesday, the 14th. This is in partnership with the Environmental Protection. You will see low-flying helicopter spraying. It's going to start at 7 a.m. in the morning and will run until 6 p.m. at night. This will cover the townships of West Essex, Fairfield, West Clover, Roseland, Milburn, and Livingston.
That's tomorrow, right there?
That's tomorrow. So I will just give you this if you want to post it. I
I
don't
think
know if you have that yet.
We'll put out a notification tomorrow too. Brian, please give this to Maureen, just so people know.
Everybody's like, what's a helicopter?
Exactly.
In addition, we have our Senior Citizen Art Festival starting on August 17th to the September 11th. That's when the artwork can be dropped off. It'll be at the Essex County O'Toole Building in Cedar Grove. I have plenty of flyers here that I'll leave with you, Mayor. In addition, we'll have our annual Essex Remember 9/11 in Eagle Rock on September 11th, as I just mentioned, and that will start at 8 a.m. Also, we have the Essex County Photography Contest. Submissions are due by September 11th. And the last one, I know you're very interested in this, Mayor, is our Senior Wellness Day. It will take place on September 24th from 10 to 2 p.m. at the Essex County Cody Arena. I encourage all seniors to come out. There'll be giveaways. There'll be, can't forget the vegetables, entertainment, and then also include free admission to Turtleback Zoo. And again, that's on Tuesday the 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mayor, you have anything you want me to take back to the county administration?
No, but I have one comment. July 25th, County of Essex, surprise director Savante bust. And I was out of country. I was in Aruba, and I know that my attendance was questions if I was coming to your event. So I wanted to make sure that I publicly congratulated you. It's probably the first time that I've been working for the county with Dan that I saw tears of joy opposed to frustration, but it was very well deserved, and I want to personally congratulate you
Thank
on
you very much. Thank you. So joy working for Essex County. I'll just pass these down to you, Mayor. and-
I just have one comment. I'd like
Yes.
to commend the Essex County Mosquito Authority. I mean, they do a fantastic job. And when you call them for anything, you have anything on your property or whatever, they come, they do a check, they look around, they're very, very good, very responsive.
Yeah, they've
so
been
I
out
really,
for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of cleanup and deciding down by the river.
they're great. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Next, we have introduction of ordinances. First, we have I'm gonna stop for a second. We're gonna ask. Just wanted to make sure we have a long agenda if there's anyone else for public comments. Okay. First, we have ordinance 27-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending chapter 30, the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Land Development, section 403.24 entitled Short-Term Rentals.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 27-2024?
Second.
Goldstein, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none.
Ordinance number 27-2024 will be posted on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is ordinance 28-2024. There's just one change to this ordinance. There's a misprint. It's a 3.5% increase, not a 3% increase. So I just need a motion to make that amendment to the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Can you
Aye.
just repeat that?
The ordinance lists a 3% increase. It is supposed to be 3.5% to be consistent with what the senior rate is. Sorry, that was Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Now that the amendment's been made, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title.
An ordinance amending chapter 10 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Building and Housing by replacing section 10-8 entitled Rent Stabilization.
They won't
and
even check.
Expired.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 28-2020?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none.
Number 28-2024 will be posted on the borough's website. Notice of public hearing will be published in the progress. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, September 17th, 2024.
Thank you. Next on the
Mayor,
agenda,
before we go on, could I just, make a point, for the record, ordinance 27-2024, it's gonna have to get referred to the planning board before adoption. Because it is a land use
My
ordinance.
mistake. That's correct. It will be referred to the planning board. Make sure it's compliant with the
With the master plan.
master plan. Thank you.
Sounds evil.
next on the agenda is for public hearing is ordinance 20-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland, Chapter 15, titled Solid Waste Management, Section 15-3 entitled Dumpsters, amending Chapter 11 entitled Property Maintenance by creating Section 11-4 entitled Temporary Structures, and amending Chapter 30 entitled Land Development by repealing Section 30-403.22 entitled Portable On-Demand Storage Structures, Portable Toilets and Dumpsters, and retitling it Reserved.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 20-2024?
Motion.
Second.
Parati, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 20-2020? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland, Chapter 15, entitled Solid Waste Management, Section 15-3 entitled Dumpsters, amending Chapter 11 entitled Property Maintenance by creating Section 11-4 entitled Temporary Structures, and amending Chapter 30 entitled Land Development by repealing Section 30-403.22 entitled Portable On-Demand Storage Structures, Portable Toilets and Dumpsters, and retitling it Reserved.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 20-2020?
Motion.
Second. Rodney Goldstein, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Barty,
Yes.
Mr. Brant,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance 20-2024 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance, shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda, we have ordinance 22-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title.
An ordinance amending Chapter 10 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Uniform Construction Code Enforcing Agency to clarify types of certificates and adjust associated fees.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 22-2024?
Motion.
Second.
So, Borough, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 22-2024? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 22-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Goldstein, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 10 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Uniform Construction Code Enforcing Agency to clarify types of certificate and adjust associated fees.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 22-2024?
Motion.
Second.
Barty, Barty, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mr. Brant,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22-2024 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance and shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Ms. Watkins. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance 23-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Traffic to amend Section 7-40.3 entitled Regulation for the Movement and Parking of Traffic on all other private property.
Do we have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 23-2024?
Motion.
Second.
Barant, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 23-2024? Seeing and hearing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 23-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Goldstein, Barant, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 7 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Traffic to amend Section 7-40.3 entitled Regulation for the Movement and Parking of Traffic on all other private property.
Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance 23-2024?
Motion.
Second.
Barant, Barty, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mr. Brant,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance number 23-2024 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance, shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you, Ms. Watkins. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance 25-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 3 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Police Regulations, Section 3-2 entitled Noise.
Is there a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 25-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 25-2024? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Goldstein, Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
An ordinance amending Chapter 3 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Roseland entitled Police Regulations, Section 3-2 entitled Noise.
We have a motion to adopt ordinance 25-2024.
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati, roll call vote, please, Mr. Watkins.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mr. Brant,
Yes.
yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Goldstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yes.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance 25-2024 will be advertised in the progress as a passed ordinance, shall take effect as provided by law.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have a public hearing on ordinance 26-2024. Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for the 2024 road program in and by the Borough of Roseland, the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $1,050,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $997,500 of bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
There a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance 26-2020.
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Trillo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Does anyone wish to be heard on ordinance 26-2020? Hearing and seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Goldstein, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, Mr. Watkins, please read the ordinance by title only.
Bond ordinance providing for the 2024 road program in and by the Borough of Roseland, the County of Essex, New Jersey, appropriating $1,050,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $997,500 bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
Your motion to adopt ordinance 26-2020.
So moved.
Second.
Trillo, Goldstein. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Barty,
Yes.
Mr. Braun,
Yes.
Mr. Goldstein,
Yes.
Mrs. Parati,
Yeah.
Mr. Trillo.
Yes.
Ordinance number 26-2024 will be advertised in the progress of passed ordinance. Shall take effect 20 days after the first publication after final adoption as provided by law.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of bills. Everyone received the bill list for questions, concerns, recusals? If there are none, take a motion to move resolution 254-2024, moving the bill list.
So moved.
Second.
Barty, Parati, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have adoption of resolutions. We have 1 through 33 by agenda item, by resolution number 255-2024 through 287-2024. Questions, concerns, recusals? Depends if they're- yeah. If there are none, take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Bill Goldstein, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next, we have 2 items in the consent agenda. Our normal raffle that the Greek Church does for their celebration in September, and training for our fire prevention official.
So moved.
Second.
Parati, Goldstein, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. Mayor's report. Going to bring up something. We lost a young lady, part of our community, on Sunday, 44 years old. And we have a great group in town called the Helping Hands, which is run through Noecker. And whenever we have a family need, we always communicate with them to see if they want us to publicly announce it. And we're going to publicly announce it tonight. And I'm going to read something that I got from the Helping Hands. And Ryan is also working on a correspondence for our newsletter. She was 44 years old. She left behind an 8-year-old and a 1-year-old. And they're looking for some support financially in other ways. So I'm just going to read a text message that I got directly from the Helping Hands with the permission of the family. I also spoke to a family member this morning who checked with the family again, because we try to be very delicate and respect the family's privacy if it's not something that they want. So, and I quote, "It is with great sadness that we share the news of the recent passing of the mother of an incoming 3rd grader. The Roseland HSA, the Helping Hands Committee, and the Noecker School community are a source of support to many in times of challenge. They are reaching out to invite the whole borough to support the family during a difficult time. The 3rd grader enjoys cards to Michael's, Target, Amazon, Claire's, Sephora, Ulta, etc. The family would appreciate gift cards for food to Forte, Jim Johnson's, ShopRite, and other local stores, or making a donation directly to the family as well. Gift cards and donations are welcomed through the end of August. They can be dropped off at 20 Lincoln Street, the Bellino House. There will be a green box labeled HSA on the bench on the front porch for gift card drop-offs. Monetary donations can be sent via Venmo to Anna Marina-Bellino. That'll also be in the newsletter, and we'll send it out. I don't expect people to write it down. Helping Hands will deliver the gift card donations to the family along with a few gifts for the incoming third grader and her baby sister through the end of August. We thank us for the continued support and fortunate to be part of such a caring community. This is from the two leaders of the Helping Hands. This is the first time we've spoke about the Helping Hands here, but they are a great group. We have gotten numerous items, food, monetary donations to families in need throughout the town that we don't even mention because they want to keep things private. So I want to thank the Helping Hands for what they do and thank the entire community for what they do, because when you live in a small town and people come together like this, it's the best part about living in our small town. So I want to commend the Helping Hands, the volunteers. Our thoughts and prayers are also with Jeannie's family. The deceased was Jeannie Grazinia. Is that her middle name?
Yeah.
Burge. I believe that the wake is Thursday at Shook Farmer and the funeral will follow. As a community, as a governing body, and as a community, we're here to support them. And Ryan's working on something to put out in our newsletter to support the family. So thoughts and prayers with the family in their time of need. Two other things from the mayor's report. We had a great first viewing party for our local boxer, Vito Melnicki. We named his support group from the town, which is Melnicki's Minions, that the town submitted names and voted on. It was a great turnout on Saturday night. It was even better because the fight only lasted like a round and a half, and his mother probably wasn't so nervous that he was getting beat up because he did a pretty good job in winning. And when I talked to Trish, that's her biggest. I can't imagine watching a child get a fight like that. But it was a quick fight. The turnout was great. I mean, it was like a sea of white with the Melnicki T-shirt. So we look forward to hosting more things at the Shack for Vito when he fights. We have our first concert of the summer tomorrow. I know it's late, but my daughter said to me yesterday, doesn't feel like summer because we didn't have a concert yet. So our first one got rained out, but tomorrow night at 7:30 is the concert. Should be great. Our next one is September 6th, I believe. Tomorrow night, all our graduating NOECR 6th graders will get their certificates on stage around 7:15. We're really looking forward to getting our first concert done. And also just last week, thanking the Police Foundation, which I'm sure Councilwoman Parada will go into, for a great national night out. Even though it rained, it became National Night In. We were able to move everything inside and kind of a practice run for next year, but it was a great event. Food vendors stayed out in the rain the whole night, so I just want to publicly thank them. Besides that, I have nothing. Under committee agenda reports, I have two. I have Public Works, update on Public Work project. Councilman Wilson?
Yeah, there were a couple of things we went over. Updates on Tedesco Park that's coming in several phases. Good news, we're going to make sure we save the Barney head. So we're concerned about that.
We preserved it. Storage.
Is
Thank
it?
you. We appreciate it.
It wasn't
That
my
can
doing. But there you have it. We had an update on the water storage tank design, the second water storage tank design, which is coming out in September. Expect the bid to go out. The roof on council chambers and the police department bid going out in September. Long overdue. We mentioned the two trucks and a status update on that in the next couple of months when they'll be coming in. And finally, we went over how we're going to handle water meter violations. That has been a long-running problem.
Just one other, are you going to speak to the PSNG project?
Yeah.
Okay, good thing. I'm going to first go to Councilwoman Parati, who's not listed. She has a few comments.
Yeah, first let me say I want to welcome and thank Chris Bockel. He is our new candidate for the Roseland Fire Department. It's great to see young people volunteering, young men I should say volunteering. I want to thank the Police Foundation. They did an awesome job. The horses were here. We had no helicopters, kind of rainy. But the food vendors, everybody, there were so many vendors, people from Essex County. It was a great night. The comedian was awesome. They did a great job. Our police department, Director Chaffee, Assistant Director Matthias, everyone did a great job. Our police department was here. Unfortunately, it rained, but we're hoping next year that it turned out to be a
Practice
better
run.
day.
Practice.
Yes, it really turned out. And there, believe it or not, there were a lot of people here who came here before the rain. The cheesesteaks were really good.
And it stayed the whole night and cooked in the rain.
Yep, no Zabelas, but we had fried Oreos. So, but it was an ice cream. It was a nice night for the people. There were people who came out and then they left before the rain. So, but it was a nice night. I want to thank everybody involved. They did a great job.
Capital infrastructure.
First, I want to say thank you, Mayor Spango, for your warm comments about my cousin. I'm not going to say anymore because I know I'm going to lose it. So, as far as capital infrastructure projects, PSC&G was running late today. I noticed on Roseland Ave. They're finally turning the corner onto Livingston Ave, so hopefully they will be out of our town shortly. The committee met and we spoke about the dust and debris that they had from that project and how it impacted local businesses, specifically Marrow's and Fairchild's, and people that are eating outside. So we discussed it, alerted.
They were out. They were out the next day in the rain with the street sweepers.
Yeah.
So yeah, they should be out there after every shift to make sure that happens. But I think they were out there on a Friday. They didn't clean up, and we had the dust and debris over the weekend. Dry weather before we got the rain last week. Eagle Rock Ave water main project started today down at Eisenhower Parkway, and it's going to work its way uphill toward the PSCG project, which will be vacating. The rectangular rapid flashing beacon sign, I was told, was purchased by Mr. Mathias, Director Mathias, and that should be installed shortly.
Did we get it? Did we get it? Okay.
So we passed the ordinance, or we resolution for it. That'll be done and that'll be installed on the intersection of Eagle Rock Avenue and Roseland Place. Big part of my concerns in town is the safety on Eagle Rock Avenue. So we also discussed and we looked into the 8 serious crashes that have occurred on Eagle Rock Avenue within the last 3 years. We asked we're going to have the county take a look at it, look at possibly instituting some safety measures, specifically in the area of Old Eagle Rock Avenue near Evelyn Road. I know there were 2 serious accidents that I saw there within the last year, which kind of sparked my interest in it, and I asked us to do a little bit of research into it, traffic engineering background. So the county, I'm assuming, is going to have to look into it. The manual on uniform traffic control devices, if you have a history of crashes, crash histories that can be alleviated with any type of safety measures, specifically like a traffic signal or something like that. There's signal warrants, and one of them is crash history. And if you meet X amount of crashes within a certain time frame, it automatically triggers a warrant to install a traffic signal. So I don't know if that's the case or not. They'll investigate it, and then we'll see what happens. But trying to make the town safer wherever we could.
Anyone else for anything from committee? Next, we have our July 16th, 2024 council meeting and executive session minutes. Everyone received the minutes for review. If there are no questions, concerns, or recusals, we'll take a motion to approve those minutes. So moved.
Second.
Steve Barty, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Next on the agenda, we have our second round of public comment. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, come forward, state your name and address for the record. If you're with us telephonically, press *9. If you're with us via Zoom, use the raise your hand.
Janet Tremont, 38 Leonard Terrace, Roseland Glen. Just want to extend my thanks to the mayor and the council for approving ordinance 23, 2024. It will certainly be a big help to us having the police being able to enforce speed limits and issue tickets. My only question on that is, when does that take effect?
So I think it's 20 days after we pass the. I'm sorry, it's 23-2024?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a meeting.
Publication, right?
Hold on.
Publication.
Does it meet the 20-day window or is it meet?
No, it should be immediately upon adoption.
Now,
So then the follow-up question to that is, how does that get communicated to the police department?
Deputy Director Mathias is here. I'll also follow up with an email tomorrow morning, or actually, after you
You send an email. Okay, so my second issue is probably bad timing on my part because I don't ever criticize the police department. But regarding resolution 282-2024, another contract for the Ambrose Group for $50,000.
That-
Ouch.
That's to finish the original project. That's for this year, which we never passed anything for this year. That's for this entire year. We're not passing an additional 50 for this year. That's the only 50.
Okay,
We didn't do one for this year.
okay. You know I come to all the meetings, right? So I remember the first contract goes back a few years, and that was, should we have a director or chief?
And an assessment of the,
Yeah, the
an assessment of the entire department.
And then there was a second contract for the SOPs.
Correct. This is to finish the SOP project.
When
And the
was,
guidelines.
okay, when was the first contract for the SOPs?
2023, I don't remember what.
And how come there wasn't enough money in that contract to complete the project?
That, I don't know, I have to defer to the director.
Yeah,
When there was a email that came to us to finish the project,
right.
I sent it to the director and the members of the council, that part of the police committee, asking for their evaluation if we should continue. They all thought it was the best interest of the borough to finish the project and close it out.
Of course.
This was the only, and our opinion honestly for this was, rather than pay a captain if we have him or a lieutenant $140,000 a year to do this,
Mhm.
and take them out of doing normal functional police work in a small department. It would be better for us to do it this way and more compliant, and it's money better spent than having an administrator or a lieutenant or captain. Did we have a captain? I think we did.
Yeah.
Have a captain
We had one.
and have them in the police.
Okay, so now the other part of that question is, what happened to the admin that was, more importantly, who's doing the work that she would have done? Because to me, and I mean this respectfully, it just seems like if you have police officers doing clerical work, that's an inefficient use of money and resources, and maybe we should be fast tracking a new hire as an admin.
100%.
We
We
agree.
discussed that. We can't
Okay.
discuss what we discussed in executive
Okay.
session, but it was on the, it was up for discussion tonight.
Okay, so I'm still in everybody's good graces, sort of, kind of, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Janet. Any other member of the public wishing to be heard,
Don't be parking in the wrong spot.
please come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Now, one of the girls up in,
Oh, no, I was looking at Ryan, because he lets me know if there's anybody online. And I'm not looking at Cookie. John thinks I'm looking at Cookie all the time, but I'm looking at Ryan. And Jamie's giving the thumbs up or thumbs down. All right. There's no other member of the public for public comment. We do not need another round of executive session, so we'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Barney, I think we're on. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing and seeing none. Hope to see everybody tomorrow night.
7 o'clock tomorrow, right?
7:30.
7:30.
We change a half hour
Because I didn't-
because of the sun, because the first year we had the conflict